Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel, Pickleball Plug OC. So today I got another review for you all. It is the J6FC Plus. This is one of Honolulu Pickleball's newer paddles. They have the FC Plus, the NF, and I believe there's a new one coming out called the CR or CR Plus, something like that. But anyway, this is one of their latest paddles and one of their latest shapes and designs. It's part of the reason why I went for this paddle. I don't really like that they keep reusing their designs for all their paddles. Like, they all look the same. You know, their J2K looks exactly like their J2NF. But I like that they changed the style for this paddle. So I picked one up. It's the FC Plus, which is supposed to be the more plush of the two, between the NF and the FC Plus. It's a little more control oriented, as opposed to the NF, which has a little bit of a different design. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into the different categories. So for that, I'll pull up the visual here. Starting off with power, we have the J6FC Plus falling, I would say, somewhere between the Era and the Joola Pro 4 Agassi. I really was surprised how little power this had for a foam core. I know, most foam cores on the market today are definitely power paddles, but this one, yeah, I just felt was lacking. I thought it felt to me super plush, and yeah, I can hit the ball like really hard and it wouldn't go out, which, is a good thing. That's something that I was looking for in a paddle more recently, because my main right now has been the Loco, which is super poppy and super powerful. So this is like a good paddle to go to when I'm just sailing balls out of the court. So yeah, on the power scale, I think it falls below even a Gen 3, Joola Pro 4. So that's interesting for a foam core paddle. Next we have pop, and it follows the same pattern as the power. It's not as poppy as the Joola Pro 4. It felt like it was lacking power and pop. So yeah. All right, so let's get into the control. Yeah, for the control category, I would say this has been the most control-oriented paddle that I've played with in a while. It has a ton of dwell time, is super plush, and like I said, it was hard to like really sail the ball with this. It was just like easy to add spin and shape my shots. So I really like that, actually. I think I would kind of compare it to something like a Vapor Jelly Bean. That's a paddle that I recently got as well, because I wanted a control paddle. And obviously this has more firepower than that, but it was I would say that the feel of this J6FC Plus is a lot closer to like a Vapor Jelly Bean, which I believe is a Gen 2 paddle, than it is to, something like the Boomstick or the Loco. That's just how it felt to me. I don't know if others feel the same way. So yeah, I would say this is a more control-oriented foam paddle. Since most foam paddles are, marketed as power paddles, I would say this is the least powerful of all that I've tried. So yeah, who's this paddle for? I would say this paddle would be a great paddle for, someone who's looking to slow the game down a bit, and just really dial in their shots and like, look to shape the ball more and do great resets, or focus on resets, and not worry so much about ending every point with just uncontrollable power. I still would like to get the J6NF or the J2NF to compare it to the rest of the foam paddles, but I would say I'm a big fan of this paddle. I'm gonna use it as my main along with the Loco. I ended up selling the Proton Peacock. I just couldn't justify the $300 that it cost. But this, I would say this is, this is something similar to where you're getting a little more control, a little less power from a foam paddle. So yeah, overall, I think this paddle's great. I'm gonna be maining it alongside my Loco, so I get the best of both worlds. When I really want that extra power, I'll pick up the Loco. When I want more control and better resets and drops, yeah, I'll go with the J6FC Plus. One other note that I would like to mention is that I did have to add weight to this paddle, mostly because of the instability sometimes when I would get a mishit, particularly like in this area. I found that a few times while I was playing, I would get a mishit, and I would feel the paddle twist on me, and the ball would just die on the paddle face. So yeah, I added 3-gram strips on each side at the 3 and 9. I've seen other people add it down here at the corners, but I don't know. I think I tend to like weight here on the 3 and 9. I just feel like it opens up the sweet spot even more. But I don't know. That's just my personal preference. And I also like adding cap coins to my paddles. It just lowers the center of gravity, and I don't know. To me, it feels like it gives me faster hands, or just better maneuverability. So yeah, I think this paddle can definitely use the weight. But if you get it, maybe try it without the weight first. And then if you feel that instability that I'm talking about, go ahead and add it. I think with the weight here, I was up to 8.6 ounces, which is a little bit on the heavy side, but not too bad. And yeah, I think this paddle's great. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.